Okay, I've got a couple problems here. We should be able to go through two on this. But first of all, this is a special order with this Cozy company, and they manufacture slippers and sell them for $10 a pair. Variable manufacturing cost is $5.75, and allocated fixed manufacturing cost is $1.75. And this is the trick. Okay, students frequently think that they have to charge that to every pair of shoes, otherwise the cost isn't covered. But remember that that $1.75 a pair is developed based on budgeted costs. Do you see what I mean? On what they plan to do for this year. So this is going to be an order on top of planned, and it will not change the fixed manufacturing overhead anyway. Okay? They have sufficient idle capacity to accept the order. For 25,000 pairs of slippers, it's $7.50 a pair. So the way they won't incur any marketing costs either because of the special order. These are all the things you need to look for. And what would the effect on operating income be if the special order was accepted without affecting normal sales? So I've got a special, my selling price is $7.50, variable cost is $5.75. It's got a contribution margin, this is cash, okay, coming in, times 25,000 pairs. It would increase income by $43,750. Okay? Now the other thing that I want to start focusing on is be sure that you answer the question. Alright? I've said that when I looked at homework I got a whole bunch of calculations, but you haven't answered the question. Like if the question is what is the unit cost, the question is what's the unit cost? Okay? So this is what's the effect on operating income. Okay? So just make sure that you answer the question. Just check that for yourself. And every number that you have should have some kind of a label on it. Okay? It can be cryptic like this, but label the number. Alright? And if it's dollars, put a dollar sign in there. Okay? Nobody's Karnak when they look at your work. Funny, huh? Okay, let's do one more. We just got 2 minutes. We'll do one more. Okay? And this is problem 2. And it's not a special order, okay? It's a make or buy problem. And the Manchester company manufactures this part for use in its production line. And this is the cost per unit for 10,000 units. And they have direct materials, direct variable labor, variable manufacturing overhead, and then a fixed overhead allocation again. But I left that off, and for myself, I put this on here. My variable cost is $53 a unit. So let's see what they've got. This other company has offered to sell them 10,000 units of the part for $71 per unit. Okay, Manchester will make the decision to buy the part if there's an overall savings of at least $45,000 for Manchester. If Manchester accepts Remnant's offer, $11 per unit of the fixed overhead would be eliminated. Okay, so some of it stays and some of it goes away. All right, so this $11 that can be eliminated, this is called avoidable. Okay, that's an avoidable cost. Furthermore, Manchester's determined that the release facilities could be used to save relevant costs in the manufacture of the part. For Manchester to achieve an overall savings of $45,000, what amount of relevant costs would have to be saved by using the release facilities in the manufacture of the part? Okay, what other factors might Manchester consider before outsourcing to Remnant? So you've got 2 questions here, right? What amount of relevant costs would have to be saved? And number 2, what other factors should you consider? Which I did not answer. All right. So let's look at this. When I have, first thing you want to do with problems like the ones in Chapter 11 is identify what kind of problem it is. And to me, it's a make or buy problem. So I'm going to set up a column that says make versus buy. All right, and then you can put a difference in here. But my variable cost to make is $53. To buy it, it's $71 per unit. And then there are 2 ways to do this. The fixed overhead is $21 to make it. It's going to be $10 to buy it. Okay, and this is one way to do it. The other way to do this is just to put the avoidable costs in here. Okay, let me show you. Like we could have, let's do a make versus buy column. And we've got variable costs, 53 and 71. And here, you can just put the avoidable fixed. And the reason I'm showing you this is because some problems will say the avoidable fixed cost is such and such, so you have to deal with it. I think sometimes that it's easier to see this because it's normally 21. If we buy it, it's 10, but the avoidable fixed is 11, right? Yeah. What does it say? The amount? Yeah, $11 per unit. And then you wouldn't have anything here for buy. Okay, because well, that's one way to put it. So you're just putting the avoidable costs in here. And your difference, this is going to be 64, and this is 71. So your spread is still the same, okay? It's still going to amount to a $70,000 difference. So that's what? 64 minus 71. Actually, I can't find my calculator. So, actually what I'm worried about are the zeros. Yeah, my difference is still, if I take this difference times 10,000, it's still $70,000. Okay? So you can do it this way, or you can do it this way. But be careful, you need to know this. You need to know what the issue is with avoidable fixed costs. So all of these numbers are really avoidable. Okay, the hard thing about this is keeping apples to apples. Okay, so how much could be saved? Not much. How much would be saved? What amount of relevant costs would have to be saved? Okay, so we can still make it for less than buy by $70,000. Okay, so we would have to, our minimum is 45,000, so we'd have to make at least 115,000 from the facilities that are released. Okay, that's what we have to. That's what else we make. And what other factors might Manchester consider that were relevant? What other factors do you think? It depends on. I'm looking. It depends on whether or not they would have any use for those facilities in the future. Okay, there are things like that because you've got a lot of assumptions in here. Would they be worried about giving away some secrets if they outsource it? If they have it outside, do they have to worry about quality or delivery of the goods? Okay, those are all things that are important in a make or buy decision. Okay. See, now I went too long.